wonder if I can turn it over by hand. In this box is a new old stock short block Sachs KM48. It's a Wankel Rotary engine, and I bought it 2 years ago from Greece. Never opened the box up. Let's check it out. Pretty well wrapped. I'm going to be using this in a customer's bike. They've paid the extra to use this new short block. This is the last one I had left. This has been sitting in the box for over 50 years. So here's hoping it's not been ruined by humidity or anything like that. I think someone's added this bubble wrap, but it's sitting in the original grease paper, which protects it from corrosion. Look at that. So this could be over 50 years old. First glance, it looks brand new. What's in this little bag? Nothing, it's just plastic. What's in this little bag? There's 2 little Woodruff keys there, and there's a little 50:1 oil to fuel mixture sticker. So obviously you'd stick that on the engine. Pretty cool. So far so good. There's no rust on that nice little taper shaft where the magneto flywheel mounts. There's a good amount of oil inside there. That's a really good sign. Everything's capped and plugged. There's plastic tightly wrapped around the intake. Protective plastic on the flywheel output there. Taper looks good. Looks mint. I wonder if I can turn it over by hand. No, hopefully it's not seized. Nice. This is a new old stock Sachs rotary engine short block, and this is a vintage one. I'm going to go ahead and swap all the parts off this one onto this one, ready for the customer's bike build. I'm going to remove this magneto flywheel. It's got a 14mm nut, and I've got this special tool that I made up, which screws into here, and then this 16mm nut on the end pops it off. So it's basically a jacking tool. Alright, oh, and off that comes. Now we'll remove the ignition backing plate. It's got 3 M4 screws. Phillips head. These screws are how you adjust the ignition timing. You can rotate that backing plate like that. I won't be using this ignition module. It'll go into a box with all the parts. I've got a brand new one here which I'll be fitting. This also has the 12-volt charge coil, which can also run a headlight. I'll install the new ignition backing plate into the new old stock short block. Feed these wires through that hole, and then there'll be a rubber grommet. Okay, installing the screws now. I'll leave these loose so that I can adjust the timing. Once I've set it, I'll lock these up. Okay, so now that these are in, we can go ahead and fit the magneto flywheel. This has 4 magnets in it, arranged with north and south. As they fly around past the coils, they generate a electrical spark. It's like an exciter ignition. So it relies on the engine rotating to create the energy. And this is really nice. The new old stock Sachs engine came with a couple of new Woodruff keys, which is really nice. The larger one there is for the flywheel, and the smaller one is for this magneto. The key goes in there like that. Okay, lowering the flywheel onto the key, make sure it's engaged. I'll just be doing up this 14mm nut just gently for now. We'll do the final torque once we're happy with everything. Now the first job is to set the points gap. Okay, I've set the points gap to 0.4, which is this feeler gauge here. See it close up and open. Now we can set the timing. Set the timing. There's an M here. When the M lines up with the scribed line, that's where we want the points to open, and that's where the spark will fire. That O there is top dead center. So the factory mark is where we're aiming for. So with it positioned on the M, I go ahead and rotate the backing plate. As I'm rotating the backing plate, I'm carefully watching for when the points open. Alright, I've got it where I'm happy, so I'm going to tighten up those 3 M4 screws. It's all 3 tightened. Secure that top nut, and I'll torque that as well. I'm using a pin spanner to stop that from rotating while I torque it. And that's it guys, that's how I install the ignition system on a new Sachs rotary engine.